Welcome to Sheriff's Talk, a public affairs program of KWN TV 7. Join us every week as we talk various aspects of law enforcement and how important it is for the citizens and law enforcement to work together. Now join us for another edition of Sheriff Talk on KWN Live and Local TV Channel 7. Well, we're coming on Sheriff Talk and just getting the information from Dr. Harris that she's just put out the school closures will, Dade County schools, and I'm assuming the entire state of Georgia will be closed until April 13th.
Yeah.
And just getting that information as we welcome you in to an edition of Sheriff Talk here on KWN. Sheriff? This is our social distancing.
That's our 6 foot.
Yeah, and they say the social, it's really physical distance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, socially you can still sit in a big room and talk, but I'm going to go ahead and as we do this here, I'm going to have to get that information out. But kind of give us an idea, if you can, what your department is doing during this time.
Well, we are, trying to be as careful through this pandemic as we can, taking every precaution we can with our officers in our jail and, dealing with the public. We are making sure that the deputies, when they go to a call, that they don't try not to go inside a residence if they can. If they try to get the homeowner to meet them outside. If someone's sick in the residence, we don't want our officers infected. So that's one step we're doing. If they have to make an arrest and they transport somebody, we've got a mask that we're putting on the subject so they don't, infect the deputy as they're driving.
Right.
Once they get to the jail, before they're brought inside the jail, their temperature is taken outside. And if it does show that they have a temperature, we'll address that once that happens. But anyone coming inside our jail, we have are taking their temperature to make sure that they're not running a fever before they come inside our jail. So that's one way we're trying to combat this virus. Just trying to use common sense through this thing. I ask them to wash their hands as much as possible. We all carry disinfectant in our cars, hand sanitizer. If they're not around, soap and water, they can at least use the hand sanitizer. Just everything we can do to stop the spread. I wish that we send everybody home and just stay in their homes, but that's kind of impossible with law enforcement. Just can't do it.
I apologize for that. Just getting the information out through Discover Dade and to Facebook and Twitter that Dade County Schools and the entire state of Georgia, because that just came from the governor's office until the 13th of April. Mm-hmm. Until the 13th of April. So Dade County Schools is going to be closed. And then all the schools in Georgia. It's very important, and we need to recognize from our perspective, and I'm talking about the citizens, that if you need a VIN run on a vehicle, if you need just a report or something, we need to understand that, we don't need to invite one of the officers to come on in, let's have coffee, that type of thing. Yeah. We need to maintain the social or the physical distance.
Well, as for now, I've suspended all VIN inspections, even civil papers. I think we've stopped serving civil papers right now until this is over or gets better. Trying to limit as much contact with the public as possible. We're answering as many calls as we can by phone. My major just walked in, and we'll get him up here in just a minute. But
he's the new host of the show, from what I understand.
He's the man. Yes, sir. But we're doing everything we can to keep everybody safe.
Well, I still go back to Governor Ivey of the state of Alabama. About a week ago, she was doing a press conference. She said, "Folks, just use common sense," and I think that's what we have to continue to do. And to say, 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, we still need the practices of washing our hands and doing things. I think that's going to become the new norm.
Yeah, I think it is, Evan. I don't know if we'll ever, for a while anyway, go back to the way we were. Usually you walk in, shake hands with somebody. We've about stopped doing that now because of this, and it's just a wonder that in the past we haven't spread stuff more than we did. By especially politicians or people running for office, or whatever, shaking everybody's hand, or entertainers. They shake so many hands. It's just a wonder that they're not sick all the time. So.
Well, and I hope that we get back to a normalcy, and that being one of them. But I think we'll probably be a lot more cautious to be able to take some hand sanitizers. And after you go through a group of supporters like yourself, if you're having a political event, then you're going to go wash your hands or use hand sanitizer and that type of thing. Later on down the road, you shouldn't be shaking hands right now.
Yeah.
Because they do say that this virus, as well as other viruses, they come back seasonal. And just because we get through it and the temperatures warm up and we move on during summer and the cases go down and we get some type of normalcy back to our life, then it could come back next year.
I heard the president talking yesterday with a doctor on there that he had, and she said that this is probably returned 2 more times. So it comes in threes, and she said probably next year, 2021, we'll have it reoccur, and then the next year. So that's what she said. I don't know.
Yeah, and I saw that same interview, and I think she was talking a lot. Somebody had put out a report that 70% of the folks would probably get this in America. And she said, well, that's kind of taken out of context because that might be 70% over the next 3 years. And keep in mind, we may have a vaccine for it as early as next year. So, the bottom line is the fact that a lot of folks are going to get it.
Right.
I mean,
As I was telling you before we went on the show, I can't remember where it was at, but Fox News was talking to a gentleman this morning that he'd already said goodbye to his family. He thought he was going to die. He had the virus and was in the hospital, and they gave him the anti-malaria drug, hydroxychloroquine, I think.
Well, I'm glad you could say that. I'm glad you didn't
I heard it
ask me
several
to
times.
take it.
But he took that along with Z-Pack, and by 4 o'clock that morning, he said he had a fever for 9 days straight, and the fever broke, and he woke up and was hungry, and was on his deathbed just about, and it cured him of it. So.
Well, I know last week President Trump was talking the fact that, and he got some pushback for some of the reporters in the briefing about him saying he was very optimistic about this type of drug. Even the scientist, I can't remember the doctor there, said, well, we don't have a lot of statistics on it. And they asked him, how come you feel like that? He said, I just got a good feeling about it. If that is, that's a great treatment, a drug.
In my view of it, these people that are in bad shape with it, they need to give it to them. In my opinion.
President Trump had passed or signed an executive order on that right to try, where used to, if there was some experimental drugs out there and you had a terminal illness, you couldn't go to your doctor and say, is there any experimental drugs out there? I'd like to take them, and they'd say no because they're not been approved. But that right to try, I don't know if it was actually a law or executive order that he signed and put that into place. And now you have the right to say, okay, if there's something out here, yes, it may hurt me worse than what I've got, but I want to try.
Well, I'm sure they had to sign some type of release to take the liability off the doctors. But that's.
Well, that's very encouraging because I think that they have high hopes for that particular. And the good thing about it, from what I understand, that drug has been around for years. It's in other types of medicine, and we already have it.
Well, the gentleman standing right there, a major, he knows was a paramedic, so he ran an ambulance service, so he knows a lot more than I do, or maybe you know too because you were on the ambulance too, but. Y'all too could probably talk to know more about it than I do, but yeah, hopefully this will be a.
Well, I'm glad you saw that this morning, because I was on the air, so I did not get a chance to see that interview. That is some very encouraging news. Let's take our first break, and we'll come back as Sheriff Talk continues here on KWN.
Georgia Northwestern Technical College is now accepting applications for classes. We offer programs in business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 campus locations with financial aid options as well. Take day, evening, or online classes to get your degree, diploma, or certificate. Apply now. Drop by one of our campuses today or check us out at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College.
At Comfort Gallery in Kimball, comfort is the key. And the key to making it easier to sleep, sit, and stand is a new PowerLift chair from Catnapper. Catnapper's PowerLift chairs feature comfort coil seating for long-lasting comfort and a powerful yet smooth, quiet motor. Some models even include heat and massage. It's really comfort at the touch of a button. See the full selection today when you visit Comfort Gallery. Free delivery and setup, 1 year free layaway, and 6 and 12 months same as cash. Available at Comfort Gallery, 780 Main Street, 1 mile north of I-24, exit 152A, Kimball, Tennessee.
Have lunch or dinner at Guthrie's, home of the original golden fried chicken finger and the best chicken finger sauce in the world. Guthrie's can help you plan your family's meals or get-togethers with bucket specials every Tuesday, those delicious wings on Wednesday, and platters every day of the week. Plus, get sweet tea by the gallon. Remember, Guthrie's has a party room for small gatherings, too. Guthrie's, Highway 136 West in Trenton, home of those golden fried chicken fingers and the best chicken finger sauce in the world.
Guthrie's, not fast food, good food fast.
For the best deals on a Chevy, any time of day, roll on down to Riverside Chevrolet.
It's Truck Month at Riverside Chevrolet Buick GMC. Huge savings on All-Star Edition Silverados. Get over $15,000 off MSRP with several in stock, or get 0% APR for 72 months. Celebrate Truck Month where the buying is so easy.
Roll on down to Riverside Chevrolet.
I-24 West, Kimball, Tennessee.
When you need a licensed plumber, call Stacy Ledwell and the staff at Mr. Rooter in Scottsboro. Mr. Rooter provides your home or business with advanced solutions using high-tech equipment. Our commitment to customer satisfaction shines through in our personalized service. When you schedule an appointment, our professionals will dedicate time to explain the work that has to be done. Our staff will give you upfront pricing, so you'll know exactly what's involved before any work begins. We even pump septic tanks and do new construction on houses. Fully licensed, bonded, and insured, Mr. Rooter in Scottsboro. Call Stacy Ledwell today to set up an appointment at 256-574-4710.
Back now to Sheriff Talk, and we expanded out even more, doing our social distancing here. And I'll let you introduce. He's of course been on the show a lot of times, but he's got a new title this week.
Yeah, it used to be Detective Barry Irwin. Now it's Major Barry Irwin.
Used to say, "Hey, you."
Yeah, used to.
So he's moved on up.
No, I'm still that guy. I'm still that guy. I answer to you.
Hey, come here.
Yeah. Yep, I answer to that. Yeah.
Last week, I appointed Barry as a major, and in the week, I guess it's been about a week, hasn't it, Barry?
It has, sir. It has.
What a fantastic job he's done. As you know, the major is the second under the sheriff, so he's took a load of stress off of me that I don't have to worry about stuff. You know, Barry takes care of it. You know, I told him yesterday, I said I kept on him about getting this thing done that we were wanting done. And he said, "Sheriff, we can't do that right now. This wants to go right then." And he said, I'm taking care of it. So things like that, I don't have, but I'm still worrying, but I forget I don't have to worry. So,
well, that's good that you got somebody. And what a week to take control to be second in command.
Like I said,
you know, you come in, you lock down the jail. There's a lot of things happening.
I told him once that I don't really think he likes me very much.
It was well, I wouldn't go through that week again, would you?
No,
it was a rough week.
No,
Well, and we probably need to say a little bit more about that. You're not letting anybody into the jail, to the whole building, not necessarily the jail, to the Justice Center.
Correct.
That we know about. Mm-hmm. And those that do come in, such as an attorney, or if you need to bring somebody in, or if you want to have somebody in your office, then you're asking them to get their temperature took
Correct.
before they go in.
Among a short questionnaire, have you had any symptoms of, how have you felt or anything like that? What we're looking at is, all right, I hate to use this expression, but it's a captive population. They can't do anything back there in jail to protect themselves. So we have to do all we can to protect them out here. Okay, we do not want to get in that jail. We do not want any part of that to be infected in any way. So we're taking hyper measures to keep it out of there.
Well, it just makes good common sense again. And you've got all ages of inmates,
Sure.
both male and female,
Sure.
and different levels of health.
Correct.
I believe right now we moved everybody to where we now have a empty cell
We do.
block, that if we have someone that's running fever, whatever, we can put them in that cell block.
We
and
can
not have
isolate.
not have them with the other inmates.
Yeah, I mean, and not to make light of it, but I mean, if somebody runs a fever, you can't send them home to self-quarantine. You're going to have to quarantine them.
That's right. And believe it or not, we have found a way. Our jail administrator, Joe Chambers, has found a way to make the entire pod positive pressure. And you remember that from
Very
the
good.
ambulances,
Oh, yeah.
that if you had something infectious in your ambulance, you flipped that switch, opened a vent, and you started feeling a breeze go by you. Yeah. And he's found a way to make an entire cell pod positive pressure. That's innovative right there.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
absolutely, it is.
Yeah, so
Absolutely. Well, visitation and if you need to see a deputy, I think.
Yep. Make a call. We're going to handle anything we can over the phone. Of course, if it's a life-threatening emergency, we are here. Okay, we are open 24 hours a day. We are doing our job the same as we were before. We're just trying to protect our folks, and in turn, we can continue protecting the public.
I was reading an advisory came out from the Chattanooga Police Department the other day, and they have seen a significant decrease in burglaries since everybody's at home. But, I guess there's a caveat. The domestic disputes are going up rapidly.
Well, I'm hoping we don't see that for a little bit. There's inherent things that we're going to have to deal with, but I think it's really important, and he's told me 1,000 times, we're in this. We're all breathing the same air. We've all got this. Let's watch over each other and take care of each other.
You mean we've got the problem, not the virus?
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah.
Well, we always have to, I think, especially last week, and the mayor of the city of Trenton did an excellent job on one of their live updates the other day, Alex Case, just reminding folks that we're doing this to basically be able to treat those that become infected and have a severe case of this Corona-19. And not have it all hit the healthcare at one time and have a spike. So you're at home not necessarily because of the Corona-19 you may get infected and consequently die.
Right.
It depended on your medical condition, your age, and of course everything. But we don't want 80% of the folks to get it and overwhelm the healthcare industry because we've only got so many folks that can take care of us.
And we got to think about our elderly and those that are sick and stuff like that. I've got one of my detectives that took off. He's going to take off 2 weeks because of some health problems he's had, and he's very susceptible to catching this if it got around. So we granted him 2 weeks off to stay home, and his wife's having some problems too. So we don't want them to catch this stuff, and that's
absolutely. It just makes. Obviously, in emergency services is not one of these things that just go home and work from home. You really can't.
No, you really have to be.
You can't. You might be able to write a report at home, but other than that, you got to be out patrolling, and definitely those that work in the jail have to come in to be able to run that little city, if you will. So that's why we're self-isolating social distancing, is because we don't want this thing to go like New York City's got some problems right now.
Yeah,
Sure does.
That's one of the hardest hit.
They're overwhelmed.
I hear
And that's what they were trying to do, but there's so many people there.
Yeah.
Well, and we've been fortunate so far, even in Atlanta with 3.5 million people in that closed-in area, they've been able to mitigate the exposure,
Yep.
and even though that they've got half of the cases, and and the death amount is rising, but they've been able to thus far being able to take care of it through the health care. They got a lot of hospitals and that type of thing. But New York they're having to build hospitals.
Yeah. Even let me stress this too. A lot of people think we're cutting back on services and not doing our job. Let me stress this, that if someone's committing a crime, we're coming. Okay, that don't mean we're not coming, especially a violent crime. You can bet your bottom dollar we're going to be there.
Yeah.
So don't feel like we're not doing it, not deserting everybody. We're out here. Our deputies are patrolling just as they always have.
We're in every neighborhood.
Every neighborhood, just taking precautions right now. But if we have say a domestic or something, we're coming. So don't think you can get in a fight at your house and we're not coming. We are coming. So burglaries, whatever, robberies, we're going to be there. So don't think that we're cutting back on those. We're not.
Well, even though the Lookout Mountain District Attorney's Office, they have closed, but they're still doing hearings.
Sure.
Through the judges are still doing the preliminary hearings if they have to during for the video conferencing.
Yep.
I mean, so we're operating. It's just not necessarily the same way we were operating 3 weeks ago.
Right. Yeah, we've had to tweak things, and matter of fact, our procedures, Sheriff had us enact some protections for.
Yeah, I've got these here, and we're going to take a break, and we'll come back and we're going to talk about these different types of masks that are here. So let's take another break. You're watching Sheriff Talk here on KWN TV.
The big jet fly. We're caught in a trap. One of these nights, love will keep us together. In the name of love. Ow, she's our breath. Ow. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? The big jet fly. WFI.
Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank Marion Countyans will ever need. At 402 North Cedar Avenue in South Pittsburgh, 4765 Main Street in Jasper, and at 14087 Highway 28 in Whitwell. Providing the highest standard of customer services with a personal touch. Our associates can help you with personal loans, personal lines of credit, a variety of mortgage loans, and more. And we offer real-time internet banking too. See us in South Pittsburgh, Jasper, and Whitwell today. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank Marion Countyans will ever need. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The power to work. That's what you get with genuine Husqvarna products. And now through the Husqvarna Fleet Program at York Small Engines, you also have the power to get free Husqvarna power products. Purchase a Husqvarna 52-inch Z400 Series zero-turn mower and get a free backpack blower, plus a free string trimmer. Then you'll be ready to take on the great outdoors with the power of Husqvarna. The Husqvarna Fleet Program at York Small Engine is the clear choice for great value and superior performance. See the full line of quality Husqvarna products at York Small Engines, located on Highway 41 in Jasper. Stop in and see the new Husqvarna Fleet packages, or give them a call at 942-3965. With your new Husqvarna 52-inch Z400 Series zero-turn mower, you'll get a free backpack blower and free string trimmer. For a limited time, get no down payment and 0% financing, available up to 48 months. See dealer for details. Husqvarna, the power to get it done.
Can you gig it? Oh, yes, you can. We know you've been waiting for a long time, and now Tennessee Valley Net is bringing it to you. Gigabit internet service now available in certain areas of Dade County. Not just fast, super fast internet service now available from Tennessee Valley Net. People are talking, I mean really smiling about gig speed internet available in limited areas from Tennessee Valley Net. Call today at 706-657-4367 or log on at tvn.net and see if gig speed is available where you are. We know you'll gig it from Tennessee Valley Net.
Back to Sheriff Talk here on KWN TV, and once again, we'll tell you April 13th, all schools in the state of Georgia have I say the state of Georgia. I do know that Dade County is going to be closed until April the 13th. They've extended that from the end of the March till April the 13th. And they will continue the food distribution. So, and then
That's
we
a
do,
good thing.
and we do want to make mention of the fact spring break would have been in effect between April the 6th and April the 10th. No meals will be delivered, and no digital learning during the spring break technical week. So, all right. Explain a little bit of these. Unfortunately, I can say I'm all too familiar with these.
Yeah.
But these are almost like department issue now.
They are. Yeah. They are. You basically you got two types of protective gloves. You have latex, which there's a lot of people with an allergy to that these days, and what we've gone to is this material here. It's called nitrile, nitrile, and this is it is not permeable at all. Stuff just does not go through this, even at the bacterial level. They're very protective. One helpful note with nitrile gloves, and a lot of people don't know, is that if you have a huge shortage of these, you can use these over and over by washing or sanitizing. Just like you would your hands, if you did that with these gloves, you could continue using them.
Right. Yeah, they're very sturdy.
Very.
Compared to what some of the, even some of the ones that's still out there, the little bitty, the rubbery type gloves. Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to put a small glove on in a big hand, you'll rip it and it'll pop
those
it
are
every
very,
time.
very sturdy. Yeah.
But these are a lot sturdy. So all your officers and I'm assuming the emergency responders in Dade County have got these.
That's correct. Jail officers, deputies. Those right there.
Yeah, these are the different type mask, and these would have been this is the typical surgical mask.
Yeah. Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
I know that, and of course they've been talking about this on the national news. A lot of this, this bought at the hardware store for paint, or shipped to a hospital, fell under different codes, and I think President Trump has kind of released those for the manufacturer because they're really the same thing. They just call them a different name.
I use them for woodworking at my house.
Yeah. There's a little bit different protection levels, but as it stands, all right. Basically, what we have are in your hand right now, Evan.
Now, this is the N95.
That is the most sought after mask in America right now. That is the most protection other than a respirator that you could get. So those are pretty darn nice. They usually have a top and a bottom strap, and they're very, very thick, very heavy.
Yeah, where this one just has one.
This has one strap, and it's pretty thin. You can kind of see through it. The difference is that as you breathe it, it literally filters the air. The other one, that keeps dust particles away.
Right.
What I've done is, what we've done is the officer, the deputy, gets an N95 mask. If there is someone unlucky enough to be arrested at this time, then they get a particle mask, which cuts down on vapor from a cough, their breath. It's not going to protect the officer, but that's what the officer's mask does, is protect them. So we're taking precautions. We have a plan set that if there's an arrest and it has to be made, that the policy is the arrestee gets a dust or particle mask, and then the officer wears the N95 mask.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I'll just go on the record here. The folks that are trying to hoard these and make $7 when they're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 cents less than $1, they need to be the first ones arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, these companies that I hear that, well, your state was outbid by a foreign country. That should never happen. I mean,
Exactly.
And we're hearing that.
And we're mainly talking about businesses that have boxes of these.
Oh yeah, with the
stored up.
manufacturers.
Yeah.
If they're out trying to, make I think everybody's fairly familiar with the brothers up in Hickson that were, went out and
Hand
bought all
sanitizer.
of the hand sanitizer. And, I think that they quickly come in, the state attorney general, and said that ain't going to happen. And he had to end up getting rid of it. And I applaud them for it.
And Amazon as a business took them off,
Oh, yeah.
removed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't going to be a part of that. That's good. It's good to see.
It's amazing to me the people that try to financially gain in disasters like this, like they did in Katrina and every other disaster we've had. There's always somebody that's trying to make money off of it, and when people's lives are at stake here, and that's just not right.
Absolutely. And you're exactly right. It is not right.
Yeah.
So you're if you come in contact with the police, and if they have to take you into custody, you're probably going to get one of those.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And then the officer is going to be wearing these
And the gloves. The officer will be wearing the gloves.
Yeah.
and the gloves. So, which we live in that time frame right now.
We're trying to make plans to go even further if we have to, but as it stands right now, I think this is probably about as far as we'll have to go. If it becomes anything more than that, we'll probably need a little bit more help than.
Well, sometimes the stuff, and I remember when the blood-borne the AIDS epidemic first started, because and I believe you were I was paramedic and you were paramedic, and before that we'd wear gloves or whatever, but after that the first initial wave, then we all were brought in, and you got we basically looked like we were walking out of an operating room.
Sure.
That's what they
Tyvek
wanted
and
us to wear everything, the booties and
Masks
the head and the mask and the gloves and the shield and all this, and then they quickly figured out in the middle of a interstate upside down in a car, it's not practical.
Nope.
They had to
Because
kinda,
that mask then becomes a catch.
yeah, it was they erred on the overabundance of caution, which I'm glad they did. But it was a learning curve back then. It's definitely a learning curve. But I'm glad the officers have these N95s, or these are the good ones.
Because they're short. If you store that in a plastic bag, you can reuse it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the, you can't with a dust particle mask, but with an N95, you can reuse it if you store it in a plastic bag or a paper bag. Sorry,
Right.
paper bag.
I don't know if you paid much attention. You probably have riding around Trenton. With all the businesses closed, I'm sitting here looking at the Litos now. Doors are shut. No one there.
Or Lost Trace or whatever the
Yeah.
Lolitos
I'm
on
sorry.
the square.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
Lost
all right.
Trace.
It's a Mexican restaurant.
One of them, yeah. And then I think I was across the street yesterday. I seen McDonald's cut their sign off, and they just went through drive-throughs now. So it's kind of weird to see all the businesses that are closed and not as many people out now.
Well, I was telling the executive yesterday, we was up there for that 3:00 meeting that you were at before that, and I said it kind of reminds you of a Christmas weekend. Because you don't see anybody in the parking lots, with the exception of the grocery stores. I mean, they're sometimes overfilled. But the other businesses are definitely they're adhering to what we're supposed to be doing.
They are.
Yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen that little picture thing on Facebook, and it says, "I think we got the good Lord a little bit upset. He sent us to our room."
I've not seen that.
Yeah, take this time to spend the time with your family you were wanting to and just didn't have time for.
Yeah.
Now you do. Spend that time with your family. Do the little projects at home that your wife wanted you to do, or vice versa, and spend that time the best you can. Because
if people will just, as much as they can, stay at home. Right now it's not a mandatory lockdown, but we don't want it to get to that.
Right.
And if we don't do this voluntarily, then the president's probably going to do a mandatory shutdown in the United States, and we're going to have to make people stay in. And we don't want to do that. We don't want.
And let's talk about that. We're going to take another break. Stay with us. Sheriff Talk will continue right after this.
Gigabit Internet residential service is now available to customers of the North Alabama Electric Co-op with NAEC Fiber in Jackson and Marshall County. Residential gig service is now available for only $79.95. Call today to have your gig service installed at 256-437-5000. High-speed fiber residential gig Internet service now available to customers of the North Alabama Electric Co-op with NAEC Fiber. Business and commercial customers can get gig service too. Call for pricing 256-437-5000. Gig service from North Alabama Electric Co-op. 256-437-5000. Spring is just around the corner, and your lawn care and decisions about lawn care are soon to be on the horizon. Let me tell you about a good, dependable lawn care service that's ready to provide you honest, dependable lawn care and at a reasonable price. Holman's Lawn Care is ready to maintain your yard this spring. Call Denny Holman at 423-280-6495. Denny will be happy to provide you references and a free estimate. From residential to commercial, each lawn will be done with their personal commitment. Don't put your lawn care decision off any longer. Call Holman's Lawn Care, 423-280-6495. It's never a good idea for a lawyer to view the evidence of a case through the lens of another person. That's why at the Bandy Firm, we never send investigators or staff to go meet with critical witnesses, investigate the scene, or to inspect important evidence. At the Bandy Firm, Sean Richardson or Marshall Bandy personally meet with witnesses and personally investigate all possible evidence. With 65 years of combined trial experience, trial lawyers Sean Richardson and Marshall Bandy will be with you every step of the way. If you have been injured due to the negligence of another, call the Bandy Firm today. They will be with you every step of the way. The Bandy Firm, 706-935-STEP, or on the web at bandylaw.com. The Bandy Firm, every step of the way. Call 706-935-STEP. That's 706-935-7837.
All right, back to Sheriff Talk. The major had to step off, take phone calls. Business doesn't stop, does
No,
it?
it doesn't.
I want to talk to you a little bit about, because we've heard things. The National Guard has been called out under the controls of governors. I know Governor Brian Kemp yesterday is calling up 2,000 members of the National Guard not to enforce anything, but to be support in helping this crisis. Whether it's building hospitals or moving equipment or whatever they're doing. It got out there that the National Guard is forming curfews and things, and that's not the case.
Not happening. No, I don't foresee it happening either.
I don't either.
Like you said, we've had calls about. I know I had one at the office yesterday. I heard the martial law was going into effect. No, that's not even been talked about. So don't worry, folks. We're not going to make you stay in your homes. This is, like the president said, he hopes this is, first it was said around July or August, but he thinks, a few weeks, hopefully we can get back to normal, some normality anyway. But I don't foresee that happening, Evan. I don't foresee the National Guard coming in and keeping people in their homes. I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, I don't think for the I don't think that it's required. Maybe there's a few people out there that they're not going to tell me what to do, and then you shouldn't. But for the most part, if you tell me go home because it's for my own personal good, I'm probably going to do it.
Yeah.
Well,
if they don't. I know nobody wants to be told what to do by law enforcement or anybody else. Nobody likes that. I don't like it. I don't like people telling me what to do, especially the government.
Except Cindy.
Except my wife. Yeah, she tells me. I can't get too mad. But the thing about it is common sense, because if you're going to be, think you're that tough and invincible, that's fine with you. But there's other people in your lives that you may bring this home to in effect. It's not just you; it's the people around you and your family, your grandmothers, your older people that's in your family. Little children is susceptible to this.
And we know it's hard because it's not tangible. You can't see it.
Right.
It's I think President Trump's talking about the invisible enemy.
That's exactly what it is.
And you don't know if it's here. You don't know where you may get it. You don't know where you're touching, who touched it an hour ago, and that type of thing. So, yes, the National Guards are being used. Most of them are being in a support role by the governors. And keep in mind, there's different levels. Could the president enact that? Yes. Could the governor in a specific area act that? Yes. I mean, the General Assembly just last week, before all this started, they gave our Governor Kemp, he's got a lot of power right now.
As does the president.
As does the president. The president, I think, pretty much has that once he declares that national emergency. But they went above that, and Governor Kemp has that extra. He's got I forget. I don't know exactly the word to say, but he has a overabundance of power, a lot more than he does on a normal day. And the governor has extreme power anyway.
He does, yeah. Especially state,
but
state-wise.
But it's only to be able to get through this health crisis.
Right.
And I think the governor has a window of so many days that he's got these extra powers that he can do things that he can't normally do without the help of the House and the Senate. Do that. But so you may see some folks. They may be some folks in Chattanooga, the National Guard. They may be helping them correlate or set up different medical facilities or putting up tents,
getting
or supplies or something like that. But the authorities, the city police departments, Chattanooga Police Department, the sheriff's departments, y'all are the ones that are in control of law enforcement. Yeah. And I don't see that changing.
I don't either, Evan. I don't see us, going above what we normally do.
Absolutely.
Besides helping people, that's what we're mainly here for. So that's the way we're taking it right now.
And I think we ought to. We're going to take a break, and Major's going to come back here with us here. But I want to talk about scams. I want to talk about not believing everything that you see on the internet. We'll be back. Sheriff Talk continues after this.
NL Tax and Bookkeeping is ready to serve all of your tax needs. Nancy Anderton's been serving the tri-state area since 1978. Now you can get your taxes prepared with no out-of-pocket expenses. Ask about up to a $1,200 refund advance. It's fast, easy, safe, and convenient. NL Tax and Bookkeeping is open 8:30 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, and 8:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Questions about the Affordable Care Act? We have those answers too. And we offer a free form price comparison. Experienced and professional tax services. NL Tax and Bookkeeping. 500 Alabama Highway 73, 7 miles from downtown Trenton. Call today at 706-657-4758 or 256-597-2829. NL Tax and Bookkeeping. 706-657-4758 or 256-597-2829.
Come enjoy pizza for lunch or dinner in a family-friendly atmosphere at Stevie B's Pizza in Fort Payne. Enjoy the buffet and salad bar anytime or have a specialty pizza made to order. At Stevie B's, take advantage of Two-Stamp Tuesday for adult and senior buffets and Thirsty Thursdays when drinks are free after 4 p.m. Take out any medium pizza weekdays between 2 and 5 for just $4.49. And on the weekends, take out any 2 large pizzas just $14.99. Book your parties now by calling Stevie B's at 256-979-1234. Stevie B's Pizza, 2200 Galt Avenue North, Fort Payne. When you or a loved one is facing a life-limiting illness, hospice care may be the answer. At Tapestry Hospice, the patient is the focus of our care. We're here to serve you and facilitate your wishes. Tapestry caregivers are concerned with managing your pain, keeping you in touch with your physician, and helping you make plans for the future. Hospice is life-affirming, and Tapestry Hospice can help you deal with all aspects of life, mind, body, and soul. Call Tapestry Hospice for more information. 706-383-8812. That's 706-383-8812. Tapestry Hospice. Redefining hope.
Landers McClarty Ford, Fort Payne, Alabama, home of America's hardest working truck. Find a 2019 F-150 XLT. 0% financing for 72 months. A total savings of $10,750. Plus, take an additional $750 Ford credit bonus cash. See us today, 1916 Glen Boulevard, Southwest in Fort Payne, Alabama. Landers McClarty Ford. On the web at LandersMcClartyFord, FortPayne.net.
Continuing here on Sheriff Talk on KWN TV, as we come back, making sure you have the proper information. There is so much misinformation that's available on the internet. People are staying on Facebook and all of this stuff. Always make sure that you're dealing with information that comes directly from proper authorities.
That's correct. That's correct. A lot of folks are, they're repeating things that they really don't know much about, which it's good to get word out, but there's a lot of confusion at times. Not always, but at times there's a lot of confusion on what's the right thing to do, what's not to do. But it's never a bad idea to have some personal protective equipment. It's never a bad idea to have a mask, even if all you have is one of the smaller, cheaper masks. That it's better than nothing if you're in a position that you need to protect yourself.
I've heard on Facebook and other places rumors that we have people that have contracted the virus here in Dade County. Yes, there have been some people that have been tested for it, but as far as I know, no one's been confirmed. And if they would contact us through the health department and let us know when they have not.
They've been on top of getting the cases out there.
Sure.
Within 24 hours, if you test positive, because the labs will let that local health department in whatever state know, and then they put it up on the board.
Now, I'd say it's coming. I'd say, we're going to have some cases before it's over. I mean,
Jackson County's got one, we know, and they're in Bryant. And I will say the information that we received on that, they went to the hospital, they got confirmed, they got the test, and guess what? They sent them home to self-quarantine.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That ought to tell you right there. I know the one case in Marion County, and I know Sheriff Bo Burnett's not here, because he's had some crime this week that he's working with, but that person was taken to the hospital and then sent home to ride out the storm or to let the virus just run its course.
Right. Now, also remember, just because you come up with a fever or just because you come up with an illness doesn't mean you have corona.
Right.
Also, remember, this is strep season. This is flu season. It's cool and warm and cool and warm. Tendency for the common cold.
Yeah.
Just because you become sick doesn't mean that you have coronavirus or COVID-19.
Yeah, I mean, that's good to know.
We had one of our jail staff that came in. At work, he had a fever. Sent him home, and he went and got tested, and that actually had strep instead of instead of the flu. But like the major says, just because you run a fever or sick doesn't mean you have the virus. Yeah. It could be simple. It could be allergies. For all we know. So.
Absolutely, and it all comes right here together because you don't know. There again, it overwhelms the healthcare industry.
That's right.
We've got some excellent healthcare facilities.
Sure. We've
got excellent doctors and excellent nurses, and and excellent paramedics and EMTs, and but once and they can take care of so many cases, but if you give them 10 times the work, it's hard for them to be able to do.
They're limited.
And Evan, here's the thing: if you do, if you're home and you got a fever, but you don't feel that bad, some people will try to go to work. Well, I don't feel bad, but I've got a fever.
Do not go to work. If you got a fever, you're supposed to stay at home.
That's right, because you're contagious if you got a fever.
Of something. It may not be this virus, but you've got something that your body. I mean, that's what a fever is. It raises the temperature and tries to fight a foreign invasion.
That's right.
If you want to look at it like that.
Here's another consideration. We don't take our temperature every day. As normal lay people, we don't take it. We don't know what our normal temp is usually, and we vary. Bigger guys like me, I could walk around and I could be at 99 real quick. So just a very, very low, below 100.4 temperature doesn't necessarily mean that you're fighting a fever or fighting something in your body, a virus. It could just mean that you're worked up, stress. Maybe you just drank some coffee. Maybe something is affecting it. It doesn't necessarily mean you're sick. A prolonged temperature of 100.4 may mean that. If it's above 100.4, I say 0.4.
Call your healthcare provider.
100. Call your healthcare provider.
Yeah,
it's worth looking into. And stay away at that point. As a precaution, self-isolate. And stay away from people, especially people you love.
Now, as far as I understand, if you run a fever or something, don't go immediately to the doctor. They want you to call ahead and let them advise you what to do. So.
Right. Absolutely. Call ahead.
Because they won't see you.
Right. Yeah, and they'll tell you what you need to do.
If you're asymptomatic with a fever, they'll probably tell you to just kind of
treat you at home.
Yeah, hang loose and treat yourself at home. Yeah.
Now, Evan, also, if we have any elderly people in the county that start running a fever or something, they don't have anybody, call our office. We'll get them some help. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if any of the
and that goes really for because I know we cover a number of counties. Call your local law enforcement, your local government. If you don't have anybody, and there's some folks out there that don't, and your medicine's run out, and now's the time to call somebody, because I guarantee you that I know the four that we primarily cover: Jackson, DeKalb, Marion, and Dade, and a little bit of Walker. Any of the sheriffs, they're going to get the need, and they're going to find somebody to fill your need.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I know that without even calling and asking them.
Let me get this out real quick before we go to break. That we've started, if we have any elderly people, especially that are sick and don't have any way to get groceries or prescriptions, we've started. If you haven't heard, we've started a pickup that we're going to do for the people in our county, the elderly people. If they need it, we'll go get their groceries prepaid. If they already paid for them, or prescriptions they need to pick up, and we can go to Walmart. I've talked with the manager, Mike Curtsey, up there, and he's going to help us any way he can. So they'll have them all ready, and we'll just go pick them up for them and deliver them to their house. And if you need to contact anybody, Chad Payne's in charge of this, one of my detectives, and his number is 423-504-5904. Or you can call us at the sheriff's office at 706-657-3233 or 657-DADE, and we'll get you some help.
All right, sounds good. One last break. We'll come back here on KWN TV.
Come hungry and leave satisfied at Cloud's Pizza, Highway 71 in Higdon. Cloud's Pizza uses only the freshest ingredients, and we hand toss our own pizza dough. Our pizzas are made from scratch when you order, so they're always fresh. And don't forget about our famous Sand Mountain cheese sticks. You can eat from the daily buffet or try a mouth-watering hamburger or cheeseburger. Come see your friends at Cloud's Pizza, Highway 71 in Higdon, and never leave hungry. Call ahead at 597-3100 for Cloud's Pizza. Visit us on Facebook at Cloud's Pizza and more.
Come see us at Cloud's Pizza.
A small bank with big service. Citizens Bank and Trust, offering a wide range of services, including online banking. Pay your bills, manage your account anytime, 24 hours a day. Your account balance is only a phone call away as well at 657-1234. Or visit our convenient locations: Lookout Mountain, Georgia; Higdon, Alabama; on our main branch on Highway 11 in Trenton. Citizens Bank and Trust, 657-5678. A community bank that believes in the community. Citizens Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Moore family name has built a legacy of trust, compassion, and peace of mind by standing with families during time of loss. Now in our 70th year, the Moore family commitment grows even stronger, from affordable traditional services to cremation. Our experienced staff stands ready to follow through on you and your family's wishes. Since 1945, the Moore family of funeral homes, North Sand Mountain and Trenton, always dedicated to those we serve. Rising Fawn Hardware is your place for all your gardening needs. Seeds, onion sets, cabbage, strawberry plants, and more. A complete line of home hardware items, too. Everything for the house, including plumbing, hardware, and metal roofs. Plus, Rising Fawn Hardware has everything you need for your livestock, including name brands like Nutria, Tucker, and Faithway. Always with a hometown atmosphere, it's Rising Fawn Hardware. 4300 Highway 11 South in Rising Fawn. Open 8 in the morning till 6 at night, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 8 to noon on Wednesday. Even open on Saturday from 8 until 4. Rising Fawn Hardware.
All right, back last segment of Sheriff Talk here. Normally we kind of talk about sports, but there's no sports to talk about, Sheriff.
No Braves.
No Braves.
Nope.
You know, not right now, but you know, it will be back.
Oh yeah, coming back.
it will be
coming
back.
back.
So we can talk about all that. So get caught up. We'll continue putting out the information on all of our different channels.
So,
and ways.
I hate to interrupt you. Somebody I've seen on Facebook, or they text me or something, asked about, could you go out in your yard and like mow grass and stuff? Yes, you can
course.
definitely.
Absolutely.
They just don't want you close to other people. I mean, you go out in your yard, you know, whatever you need to do around the house, you're fine. Yeah.
Well, as a matter of fact, this is a great opportunity to get those things done around the house that you've been thinking about. If I mean, you know,
If it
of
ever
course,
stops
if it stops raining, for sure.
You know, fishing and stuff like that, you can still do all that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you can go to you know, I mean the river's open. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
sure. Fish,
you know.
relax, hike.
Good time to have a boat.
Just
too.
try not to be around a whole lot of crowds.
just make sure no more than 10 people around.
That's right.
Yeah.
If the 11th person comes up, that's a crowd. Say, I'm sorry.
That's right.
You know, we gotta stay.
Used to be three's a crowd.
yeah,
now it's 11's a
10.
crowd.
11's a crowd. There you go. 11's a crowd. So just keep that in mind. Well, guys, stay safe, and we'll
sir.
continue to keep you updated every day on the radio and the TV. And then we'll be back next week and give them an update on anything that's going on with y'all.
Good deal.
Right.
All right. We will see you next week. Thanks for being here on Sheriff Talk on KWN. You've been watching Sheriff Talk, live from the studios of KWN TV7, all around the tri-state area, as we give you information that you can use concerning law enforcement. Join us again next week for another episode of Sheriff Talk, a public affairs program of KWN TV7.